Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, I'll be showing you all how to mine Dogecoin on your Raspberry Pi 4. So I honestly think this is a really cool thing, and to mine Dogecoin on the Raspberry Pi 4, it definitely is much more proof of concept over actual profitability, but just the meme coin on the Raspberry Pi 4, in my opinion, sounds pretty fun. So that's what I'll be showing you guys how to do in this video. This will be a full-on tutorial, so you can set this up on your own Raspberry Pi 4. But again, disclaimer, this is not for profit. Definitely you won't be making any profit. This is just more for fun, but I'd still recommend trying it out. You might have a good time setting it up and see how much mining you will actually be accomplished. And quick shout out, I actually learned how to do this from this video right here and this article. I kind of mixed some different things from both of these because the video had a lot of information for desktop Linux and the article had information for the Raspberry Pi, but neither of them had all the information needed for the Raspberry Pi. So that's why I kind of mushed both of those together to make this tutorial. But anyway, though, both those tutorials were really good, and great job to the creators of both of those. But enough of that, let's jump right into mining Dogecoin on a Raspberry Pi 4. So, step number one, we are going to need Raspberry Pi OS Lite ARM64. So we are going to want a 64-bit operating system. And we're going for the Lite version because we don't need a desktop taking up all our system resource usage while mining. We need a light desktop without using much system resources. Well, you could go for Ubuntu server, that would work, but it's a little bit bigger in file, and honestly, I like Raspberry Pi OS Lite ARM64, so that's what I'm going to go with. So I will leave a link straight to this in the description. You go right here. Well, by the time you're watching this video, if there is a newer version, go to the latest version. Look at the dates right here. And the latest version at this making of the time still is May. And considering we are in September, they really do need to update that, in my opinion. But nothing, just click this one right here, and we are going to download the ARM64 Lite.zip. Don't download any of the other ones. You could go with the torrent if you like, but as you see, the file size is only 387 megabytes, so it really isn't that big. Click right here to download, and then click save. So after you save that, we are going to be using a tool to flash this to either a USB stick, an SD card, or an SSD, or a hard drive. Whatever you want to use, you can use, but we are going to be using the Raspberry Pi imager to flash it. And just because it's an awesome tool, it has some really awesome features, and it works well for our Raspberry Pi. So if you don't want to download it, I will leave a link to that in the description. You can download it for either Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. But yeah, so first we are going to want to go choose OS. Scroll down to the bottom, and sadly the ARM64 versions of Raspberry Pi OS still are not in this little Raspberry Pi imager. That's why we had to download it separately. But we go use custom, click use custom, find the ARM64 Lite.zip, click open. Click choose storage, choose your storage device. Right here is a SD card that I will be using. Well, I actually already have this flash. This is just for the video. But yeah, so I will actually be running this from a USB stick, but it really doesn't matter what type of drive you are using. But actually, right here, we are going to have a special feature. And to open up that on here, we're going to go Windows key, Shift, X. And this would you like to pre-fill the Wi-Fi password from the system keychain. So if you wanted to pre-fill your Wi-Fi password, you can. I personally don't need that since I already have flash. I'm gonna click no. And what I know that I need to disable overscan, and definitely. So for this tutorial, I will not be using a monitor. So I am going to want to go ahead and enable SSH. So click use password for authentication, set password for Pi user, type whatever type of password you want. I typed in mine that suits my personal preference. And if you did want Wi-Fi, you could go right ahead and go configure Wi-Fi, and it would go ahead, find your Wi-Fi network and type in the password, and will automatically be set for your Raspberry Pi. And set local settings, we can go ahead and skip all the setup, which there really isn't on Raspberry Pi OS Lite. But yeah, click save right here, and that will save all of these settings really nicely for you. And yeah, so I don't want Wi-Fi anyway. Click save, and then click write. Click write, it's gonna write everything to that SD card, and yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip through since I already have flashed this. But after you have flashed this, step 2, for my purposes, I will be using SSH. SSH means I'm going to access my Raspberry Pi headlessly, meaning without a monitor, straight from this macOS MacBook Air that I'm using right now. But to do that, I will need to know my Raspberry Pi OS IP address. So there are many ways of finding this. You could go over to your router settings on the web browser. You could use this app on your phone called Thing, which will show you all of your IP addresses connected to that network, and that is usually the way I find my Raspberry Pi's IP address. It just works really well. It's simple, it's easy, and it's fluent. But for this time, for some reason, it didn't show up in Thing for me, so I actually did have to connect my Raspberry Pi to a monitor, type in IP-addr, and find the IP address. But again, if you are going to want to be doing this completely headlessly, go right ahead. And I mean, if you do want to do this with a monitor, go right ahead. It's as simple. And yeah, so let's start doing this. Alrighty guys, so the SSH process from any computer is going to be the same no matter if you're using Windows, Linux, any version of Linux, or Mac OS like me. But to do this, we are going to want to type SSH Pi, because that is our computer's name, our Raspberry Pi's name, at the @ and your Raspberry Pi's IP address. So I actually have mine saved right here. Let me go find that. It's my IP address is going to be 192.168.0.23. So you're going to want to type in that line, but your IP address may be different. So don't worry if it is different, because your router just assigns IP addresses to all of your devices. So click enter. It's going to say, are you sure that you want to continue connecting? So you need to type right now, click yes, click enter. Your password, type in the password that you set in the settings of the Raspberry Pi imager. So hit enter. And now look at this, Pi at Raspberry. So now we are on our Raspberry Pi system, all the way connected from our MacBook. So now we got to start downloading all the needed software needed to mine Dogecoin on our Raspberry Pi. So all these things will be linked in the description below, so you can go right ahead to the description and copy these into your Raspberry Pi's terminal. So I'm gonna hit copy for this, and this first line right here, it's installing all of the needed dependencies that we need on our Raspberry Pi to be able to mine. So like compiling tools and different things like that. So let it grab everything needed, and now it's going right ahead and installing that. And then we are gonna need to git clone the project. So we are going to be using a mining tool called xmrig. I don't know how you say it, but it works well, and that's why they don't have a pre-built ARM version. That's why we are going to be git cloning it, and it's just going to be easier. Actually, I don't know if they have it. I know they have pre-built versions, but the pre-built versions may only work for PCs. I didn't try it, but compiling is as easy, so let's just do that. So we are going to want to paste this in our terminal right here. Click paste, and this is going to go right ahead and git clone the software needed. Alrighty, while that's done, we're going to want to copy this next line, which is going to make a new folder and just do everything we need to do. It's going to make some new folders, go into that folder, and yeah, so do that. Now we are in the xmrig build folder. So we are going to want to type next, we're going to copy this, which is going to be cmake ... which is going to start compiling it for us. So paste that in there right there. You see it's going to start compiling everything in 1 second. Next, we are going to need this 1 second command, and this is actually what's going to do all of the compiling. You see we have the little percentage sign right here, so this may take a bit longer, but it still shouldn't take too long to compile. So let this thing do its thing and just come back when it's done. Alrighty guys, so now we have xmrig, the mining software, built successfully in our system. It should say built target xmrig. But now if we click ls, you see we have everything here. We have the xmrig file, but we don't have a config.json file, which is going to keep all of our configurations. So we actually are going to have to go right ahead and grab that from GitHub or from the github-user-content.com, and I will leave a link to this in the description. So what you're going to type basically is wget this github-user-content.com link, and it will get us basically an example config.json that we will be able to edit. Hit enter right here, and it's going to go right ahead and grab it from this website for us. After it grabs it, then we'll have the file. So if we go ls, we see now we do have the config.json. So we have the mining software compiled on our system now, and well, now we need to create an online wallet. I will be using an online wallet for this, but of course, if you do use a different type of wallet service, you can. But for me, I will be going with the Garuda online wallet. So I'm going to click launch app. But again, if you do have some type of other wallet service you do use, go right ahead and try to use that, but this is the one that worked for me and it's completely free. That's why I like it. I'm going to click launch app, give it a second to go. I'm going to go create a new wallet. I'm going to create a password. So I'm going to type in the password that I want. So whatever you want, just type in that password right here. Click I've written it down. You want to do that. So it's going to create all of your wallets for all of your different type of cryptocurrency. So you will see Doge right here. There's Doge. It's creating a wallet for every type of cryptocurrency that this online wallet supports. And then yeah, so let this thing go. It doesn't take too long, as you can tell right here. Backup is a key to your fund. So we want to download the backup so that we will be able to access it anywhere. So I'm going to download this Garuda backup right here and click save. And once I have that, I'll be able to back up all my cryptocurrencies that I have. So that's what we want now. So now we do have an online wallet, but we want to click the search icon right here. We want to type Doge. Click Dogecoin right here. And this is going to be our wallet address for Dogecoin. So it's going to be right here, and that's what we need now. But next is what we're going to need is the online mining, basically, algorithm. So we're going to go to unmineable.com. Again, this will be linked in the description, and you're going to look for Dogecoin. You can either search it or it should be on the home screen right here. I'm going to click that, and we're not going to be mining this with our Raspberry Pi with a graphics card, since the graphics are really limited and it really doesn't even have a good graphics card, or it doesn't have a graphics card. So we're going to go over to here to random X because it says CPU. We're going to be mining with our Raspberry Pi's central processing unit, the processor. So that's what we're going to want, and right here, this is going to be the point that we're going to want. So the rx unmineable.com 33. So click that and the pool has been copied. So we want that pool to have been copied, and yeah. So now we're going to need to edit our config.json to add in our wallet address and all these things to really tell our mining software where to send the cryptocurrencies it's mining. So what we're going to want to type is sudo nano config.json. This will allow us to edit the file. And then right here, we're going to be scrolling down till this point where I show you. So continue scrolling, and here we are. We're going to want to find the place where it says URL. So in your URL is where we're going to want to put our mining algorithm that we just got. So like I said 1 minute ago, right here we copy the global server rx-unmineable.com 3333. So click that, the pool has been copied, and then we are going to just paste that straight into here right now. That's going to show our mining that we're wanting to mine Dogecoin and not some other cryptocurrency, as far as I understand. I'm still not a professional at cryptocurrencies, but that's what I understand. Okay, so next where it says your wallet address. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. So in your wallet address, we're going to delete your wallet address right here, and we're going to scroll down, and there's actually going to be a special format that we are going to be wanting to put in here. So the unmineable server, for user, we are going to want to type Doge because we are going to be mining the Dogecoin. So we want to type Doge, and we're going to put this colon right here. I think that's called colon. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to click Brave Browser. We are going to go right here to our web wallet again. And our wallet address, we're going to want to hit this. It's going to copy it to our clipboard. So we have our wallet address copied from garuda.co. And then we're going to want to go back right here, paste that in there. And now we're going to have all these letters showing that that is our wallet address. And then next, we're going to want to hit a period, and now you're going to want to put the name which you want to name your mining thing. So you could give anything. You could give it Pi 4, mining software, YouTube video, whatever you want to put. So for this purposes, I will be just doing Pi, so my mining software will be called Pi. So after you've entered the URL and the username correctly in this format that I've shown you by Doge, the crypto, the crypto wallet address, and then your name. It doesn't have to be pi, it could be whatever you want. So you want to, exactly like that, you're going to hit Control X, click Y to save, and hit enter. Alrighty guys, so now we have our config.json saved. We are ready to start mining Dogecoin on our Raspberry Pi. So what we're going to want to type is sudo .-xmrig. Just hit that right in there, hit enter, and you see it's going to start trying to connect to the online servers, and it's going to start trying to mine Dogecoin on our Raspberry Pi 4. So give it a second. The first time really does take a little bit longer. It's trying to get all the URL addresses correct and just connect to the mining software. So far it looks like it may be mining. So to check our hash rate, which is going to be how fast we're mining, we are going to want to type H. Hit H in your keyboard right here. Here, when it says CPU, hit H. So you see right now as a hash rate, let's make our terminal a bit bigger. So we aren't getting a hash rate yet. So I'm going to give this a little bit longer to get started, and then we'll be able to check our hash rate on here. So I'm just going to hit enter. Alright, so as a hash rate, it shows right here, as a hash rate right now, I am getting about 94.93. So this is what I was getting yesterday while I was testing. So a hash rate of around 95, 94. So it definitely isn't a really powerful hash rate, but it is there. Okay, so we got that, but now how are we going to get these coins in our wallet? How are we going to check this? Well, open up your browser, go back to unminable.com. Not Garda, go to unminable.com again, and we are going to want to still be under random X, and we are going to want to enter our wallet, our Doge address right here. So our Doge address is going to be our wallet address from before. Click that to copy, and just paste that straight into there. Hit search. Alright, so since we just started mining, it still isn't shown in here. So you are going to have to wait around 5, 10, 15 minutes. So yesterday when I was testing this, it took me about, I'd say probably around 15 minutes for it to show up. So just let your Pi continue mining and just wait till it starts showing up in Unminable. And once it does, I'll get right back to you guys and we'll continue on with the video. Alrighty guys, so that wait did take me probably around 12 to 15 minutes, maybe a little bit over that. But it still now is showing up in Unminable, so I did name my worker Pi. So you see that did work, and it shows the average hash rate right here. And right here we have a graph showing our hash rate. So our current hash rate, as this says right here, is 108. So we can open back our terminal right here. If we hit H, our terminal says it's around 95, and right here it says 89, so you may be a little confused on which one is the truth. So right here we actually can look again, and yeah, it does say our hash rate right now is 89. So you might have to refresh this to get the most accurate hash rate, but once you know your hash rate, you might be wondering, hey, well, how much Dogecoin can I mine on my Raspberry Pi 4, let's say, in one day? We go over to start, and right here, you are going to want to type in your past 24-hour profitability. So you're going to want to type your average hash rate. So mine right now is around 90. So with that right here, wait, no, we're in graphics card. We want to go back to random X. Make sure you are in random X. And right here, you're going to want to type 90. So about 90, I can make about 0.0205875 Doge. So about 0.02 Dogecoin a day mining with our Raspberry Pi 4 with this current hash rate. So you're not going to be making much at all. But yeah, I also have one more thing to let you guys know of. Let's paste our key right back in here and go. And right here you see it still does say 0 Doge because it will take a little bit for it to actually sync right here. But one sad thing about this is to actually receive your Dogecoins, you're going to have to wait over 30 Dogecoins because this does take a little bit out when Unminable pays to your wallet, your Garuda wallet right here. So that is going to be, there's a 1% mining fee. That is probably one of the biggest bummers because mining with your Raspberry Pi 4 getting to 30 Dogecoins is going to be kind of hard. So I'm sorry about that, but if you already have like a computer mining Dogecoin and you could have your Raspberry Pi 4 as just a sidekick, then definitely you would be able to get to 30. But once you get to 30, this unmineable will actually send it to your wallet address right here, and then you'd be able to withdraw your Dogecoin from your Garda wallet right here. So it is a pretty cool system, but you do have to wait to get to 30. So yeah, so now you see how you can get your hash rate showing and everything up right here. And you see my current hash rate did drop a little bit. That is a little bit odd. But one little thing. So you might see right now, if I went and I hit this close button, all my mining is going to stop. My Raspberry Pi is going to stop mining when my SSH is closed. Well, we don't want that to happen. So to stop that, we are actually going to we're going to just stop the mining for now. Hit Control C to stop it. And we're going to type in our terminal sudo apt install a service called screen. Screen is going to allow us to start mining and then be able to close our terminal on our computer, and our Raspberry Pi that way is still going to continue on mining. So what we're going to want to type now is we're going to type screen dash big S, whatever you want to call this. I will be calling this session mining. So I'm going to type screen dash big S mining and hit enter. So now we have a completely like new terminal open, basically. Think about it like that. And now we're going to start mining. So we're going to type sudo again to start the miner, sudo dash or dot dash xmrig. Now it's going to start mining. So if we wanted to exit the xmrig screen session, what we would hit with our keyboard would be Control A. When you hit Control A, or I mean, forgive me, Control D. When you hit Control D, it should automatically exit the screen session, and now we can just close our terminal like this, and our screen session would still be going on. And if you want to go back to that screen session, type in screen dash small r mining, and with that you'll be able to enter your old screen session, and bam, you want to exit again, go Control D and you will be out of it. So it really just is a really easy little thing to do. And yeah, so I mean, here we are, we've come to the end of this guide, and I mean, I hope this guide helped you guys get going and starting to mine Dogecoin on your Raspberry Pi 4, and I wish you guys good luck with mining. But yeah, if you have any questions about this tutorial, let me know in the comments below. Anything that I did wrong, anything you'd like to point out, also let me know in the description. Anything I could do better, also let me know. And yeah, so I hope this tutorial really is helpful for you guys and you do enjoy it yourself while you're doing this. But yeah, it'd be amazing if you subscribe, maybe you can hit that like button, and follow me on Twitter at LukeFRunner. Yeah, thanks for watching.